Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Board of Commissioners, City of Bowling Green, Kentucky, regular meeting, City Hall, May 21st, 2024, 4:30 p.m. I hope everybody's had an opportunity to vote, but if you haven't, polls are open until 6 p.m. If you're standing in line, they'll let you through the door. And we're going to begin tonight with us, Commissioner Carlos Bailey. Introduce him, sir.
Today, we're honored to give the invocation Reverend Ford Husky. He's the Reverend of Powerhouse Ministries. He's also been pastoring, is it more than 20 plus years? You're too young to be doing that, but I appreciate it. So I'm going to ask everybody to stand as he gives the invocation.
We certainly want to thank you all for this opportunity to come and share in prayer with you all. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we come, God, just thanking you, God, first of all for this day, God, for you have blessed us, God, to see another day that was not promised to us. And Master, we come to you today, God, to ask you to cover this commission, God. We ask that you cover all of the servants of Bowling Green, Kentucky, God. I pray, God, now as they get ready to go into the meeting, God, that you will lead them and guide them in the way that they should go. For you said, God, that our steps should be ordered by you. I pray, God, that you will renew their minds, God. Give them wisdom as you gave Solomon, God. And I pray, God, that you will just forever love them, hold them, and keep them together for the good of this community. Bless every worker, God, that's in this room on today, everyone that's going to be working in this commission, God, and in this community, God. And God, we thank you now for what they've done. We thank you for what they're about to do, God, for the city of Bowling Green. And God, we'll give you all the glory, and God, we'll give you all the honor. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Thank you for Reverend Husky. I'm going to ask everybody to turn to the flag as we do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Reverend. Thank you, Commissioner Bailey. We'll begin tonight with a roll call, please.
Commissioner Bailey.
Here.
Commissioner Beasley Brown.
Here.
Commissioner Hill.
Here.
Commissioner Perigin.
Here.
Mayor Alcott.
Here. Mr. Meisel, do you have comments at this time?
I have just a couple, Mayor. First of all, if there is anyone in the audience that would like to make public comments, please sign the register in the back of the room. We'll take those up after our regular meeting. And then second of all, I have some special guests here with me tonight. I'd like to ask Miss Jakia Patterson and Miss Miriam Sowell to come up and talk to you about a really cool thing they've been doing with the Parker Bennett Community Center over more years than I thought. So I'm not going to steal their thunder and spoil the surprise. So I'm going to hand off to Miss Jakia here. Jakia?
Hey everybody, my name is Jakia Patterson. I've been employed at Parker Bennett Community Center for the past 7 years. And today we're going to talk a little bit about, Today we're going to talk a little bit about the Miss and Miss Junior Parker Bennett pageant. It started off as just Miss Parker Bennett in 2014 by an old city employee. Her name was Portia Austin. And then in 2018, I started it back up, and I made it Miss and Miss Junior Parker Bennett for a lot of the younger girls too that attend the center. And so we kicked it off in 2018, and then we started it again in 2023. We were supposed to do it in 2020, but COVID hit, so we had to stop doing all of that. So 2023, we picked it back up. We had 23 girls doing it then. The pageant was like 4 hours long, so we were like, okay, next year we're gonna have to have a little less girls. So this year we did it, and we had 17 girls, and it was just a great year this year.
And I think what we envisioned for the pageant this year, me and Jakia, we kind of put our heads together, and we was like, well, how can we make the pageant like bigger and better? And like, what can the girls benefit from, and what can the crowd like gain from the process? And I think what a lot of people don't know is it's more than just the pageant. The girls have done community service. We have cleaned up the parks. We have made thank you cards to our maintenance team for all that they do with cleaning up our parks and stuff. And what other stuff?
So what are the categories or events like you would see in the pageant? What all do they to go through? Is it talent and stuff like that, or can you?
It's 4 different categories. So the girls will learn an introduction dance, and then after the dance, they go right into their speeches. And their speeches consist of what their name, what school they go to, their ages, and something fun that they like to do. And then after that category, it begins either like a spring walks or some sort, and they're just showing off like their little spring outfits. And then they go into their talent, which the talents can be anything. We've had artists, we've had somebody did jump ropes this year, somebody did sign language this year. So it's just different things, dances, different things like that. And then after the talent portion, then they go into the formal wear where they're wearing their beautiful gowns and different things like that. And then at the end, obviously we do have judges. The judges are, just from all over, and they judge them based off everything. It's not a beauty pageant, which I have to tell the parents. It's not a beauty pageant, but it's kind of based off all their hard work. So
So if anyone wanted to help you all out and do some sponsorships or
yes.
some donations, how would they do that?
Okay, so this year we created a sponsorship form, and so some businesses we took them to, some people that seen us or heard us talking about it, they asked for one and they came and grabbed one. So this year we raised over $2,000, a little over $2,000 for these girls, which was really a big blessing. We do feed the girls every practice, and we practice twice a week. And so we've had different people from the community that's, made them meals and, brought dresses by or whatever they may need for the pageant. So it was just really, really a big blessing this year to receive that much money. And all the money went to the girls.
So one last thing, Jakia, tell them about the video, and can you email that video to them after the meeting?
Yeah, I can definitely email
It's
that video.
a cool little video y'all should watch. So you can get that to them, right?
Yes,
So-
I can, and then we also have pictures as well that I can email over so that you all can see.
How many ladies participated in this event?
This year it was 17,
Wow.
17 girls,
What are the ages?
5 through 13.
5 through 13.
And we started practicing in January, and this year it was on May the 4th. So they were practicing for a pretty long time, but yeah.
I'm
was
so
it?
thick.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just so thankful that you all, that you would just go the extra mile to do this amazing experience for these girls. It's just so inspiring, and thinking about the impact of, getting up on stage and talking in front of lots of folks, and the confidence that builds in these young girls, and being able to, believe in themselves, that they have talent that they can share, and just knowing that experiencing something like this will really help them build their confidence and ability to really achieve their potential and their dreams. So thank you all for going above and beyond and making these amazing experiences for these girls.
Yeah, no problem. And it's really an honor to see the girls grow, because some of them will start off so shy and so quiet, but at the end of the pageant, they're just like this new little girl, and it's just so amazing to see. So
I appreciate it too, and please forgive me because I was supposed to have been a judge on that, but I had other things, then life kind of took over for whatever happened. But just like what Commissioner Beasley Brown has said, I come from Parker Bennett. I come from that area, but the school didn't look like it when I went to Parker Bennett back then. It wasn't Parker Bennett Cary. A father of 4 girls, I could tell you them trying to just dress up and be beautiful, but kind of like what you said, because I heard you say something about they're doing sign language. They're also doing community work and cleaning up. It's giving them life skills that they can break out of. What Commissioner Beasley Brown said, one of the things, speaking in front of people, including myself, there was a time when I was afraid to speak in front of people. The heart would just start beating. But the more and more you give people access to do things and see things and new things that they may not never have access to, is a great thing. So I appreciate it. And if I have a chance next year, I promise you I'll be there.
yeah, I'm gonna remember that. But yeah, it was definitely a great experience. And I forgot to mention, each Monday that we had practice, we would do a thing called Motivational Monday with them. So we had different people from the community come in and lead an activity, whether it be about just their appearance or, how to carry yourself as a young lady. So that's what that consisted of too. So
Great job, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mizel. Our first item of approval is our minutes from regular meeting, May 7th, 2024.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Perigin. Any comments? None? Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal Order Number 2024-86.
Municipal order approving the probationary appointments of Carrie Hastings to the position of Communications Dispatcher 1 and Lily Trombley to the position of Communications Dispatcher 2 in the Police Department.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
I'd like to ask Lori Gray, our HR manager, to come up and make recommendations for these two positions for dispatch. Lori?
Good evening, thank you. So we hire for communication dispatcher year-round, and so we have two applicants tonight that we want to recommend for appointment. The first, Carrie Hastings, I'll have her stand up. We are appointing her, wanting to appoint her to the position of Communications Dispatcher 1 in the Telecommunications Division of the Police Department. She is a graduate of Franklin Simpson High School, and her most current position was a hostess/server at Colorado Grill. The second appointment we have this evening is Lily Trombley. She is here as well. I'll have her stand up to the position of Communications Dispatcher 2. Lily graduated from Greenwood High School. She currently is attending Western Kentucky University, and her most current position was a dispatcher at WKU Police Department. So we're excited to add them to our team. If you have any questions, please let us know.
Hey, thank you very much, Lori. Carrie, do you have anyone with you tonight? Okay. And Lily, do you have anyone with you? All right. Well, welcome to the team. We're glad you are becoming dispatchers. We're grateful, and please bring people awareness, and we'd love to have more people, if you know, to apply for the position. So, commissioners? Okay, let's make this official. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes, congratulations, Carrie and Lily. Municipal Order Number 2024-87.
Municipal order authorizing the acceptance of a grant award from the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet for carbon reduction program funds in an amount up to $176,459.40.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Perigin. Mr. Mizel.
These next couple items are Mr. Cook's items and pertain to grants. This one is a design phase grant for the carbon reduction program money we got. And this is kind of drawn down in phases, I'm told. So this first part here, 176,459, we would like to accept that portion and put it to use for the design of the right-of-way shared use path along Scottsville Road from Three Springs Road to Campbell Lane, and then from Bryant Way to Cave Mill Road. This is from the bipartisan infrastructure bill, the $112 million that was sent to the state of Kentucky over the next 5 years, and these funds are coming to us through the MPO, Metropolitan Planning Organization, and in total, we could receive approximately $1.4 million, $26,000 that's available for survey and design and right-of-way acquisition, construction as well for all these different phases along Scottsville Road for the shared use path. So there is a 20% match on this, but we get $1,426,000 for the price of $356,623 in the end. So. But this is the first piece of it, the 176,459. We will match that with the 44,118 to get this going. So I think Nick is here, right there. I can see him tonight, so can answer any questions you might have on this one. Recommend your approval. There's a map also in your packet showing this shared use path where it would go. So.
Thank you, Mr. Mizel. Commissioners? All right. Dana?
First of all, I just want to tell you how excited I am about this. It's really difficult anytime we see a death, come across our emails, and a lot of those are this pedestrian accidents on Scottsville Road. And so any type of infrastructure we can do for pedestrians to make it safer for them is really, important, knowing how, we're making progress in that way. We have the privilege of having this map. So would someone mind coming up and maybe describing for the public who may be watching kind of where this is, kind of where it's connecting and all of that?
Hello, Nick. This is Nick Cook, everybody.
Yes, so the project's really going to have two phases when it comes to construction. So you would have basically a sidewalk that would go down Scottsville Road from Campbell Lane, roughly around Best Buy, all the way down to Three Springs Road. But also we would have a greenways path that would connect basically from the new Bryant Way sidewalk project that's going to basically go along Scottsville Road and connect through the mall to Cave Mill Road. So there's eventually going to be a new Cave Mill Road construction project with, I believe, a shared use path there. So it will connect there as well. And then let me back up a little bit. Portions of the path on Scottsville Road will be a greenway and shared use path, while other portions will be sidewalk where it makes more sense with the terrain and right-of-way and easements and so forth. So
See a blue line kind of extending out towards Ken Bale, and I wasn't sure.
I don't see that on my map, so maybe that's just
I
kind
have
of
a special one just for me.
There's one going
All the way down
around the
there.
mall as you're basically on the side of Kroger, and it connects to Cave Mill Road basically before the, I'll say after the dental and
Nick,
before
we
the
will-
banks.
Yeah, we will pick up from Three Springs Road coming into town on the Greenwood Mall side, right?
correct.
So you'll have from Three Springs Road up to Cave Mill Road, covered
Yes.
with a greenway or shared use path. Is that correct?
Well, so the path will be completely from Three Springs Road to Campbell Lane, but portions will be sidewalk or portions will be shared use path. And obviously, this project has not been designed yet, so we will be also leaning on the design firm to help us make the decisions on where the different types of path are both best suited for the project as well. So this is really still conceptual, but either way, we're going to design the entire project, and then hopefully we'll have enough funds to construct the entire project. So.
Fantastic news, Nick. Thank you very much. Commissioners? Okay. Other questions? Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-88.
Municipal order authorizing the submission of an application to the U.S. Department of Transportation for the Active Transportation Infrastructure Investment Program grant in an amount up to $1,200,000.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Carlos Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
This is another grant pertaining to NCS and our greenways path. As you know, we've always wanted to have a closed loop of greenway in our city, and we're working toward that each and every day. But in this grant here, we are proposing to apply for, it's $1.2 million. It's a 20% match. It's through the Transportation Cabinet or Transportation Department, federal. And so we would propose to use this along the Veterans Memorial Boulevard from Hobson Grove to Morgantown Road. That's kind of a wide open space out there along the 4-lane, and really would do good with a pedestrian path along there. So we're proposing to put that in. Also, this would tie in nicely with our Jennings Creek Greenway project to close in that gap that's on that side of Bowling Green, and provide a more contiguous loop through there. So, but this money here, if we were to get the $1.2 million, $300,000 match on top of that, and we would be splitting it with the county as well. So some of this is in county, some of it's in city. So the counties agreed to split that $300,000 match. We'd each pay $150,000 to get this project done. So hoping to get this grant through the infrastructure or active transportation infrastructure investment program. And Nick can answer any questions you may have on this one too. This map shows just all the different legs of our greenway so far. If you'll look over there up in the top, more of the top left corner, you'll see Hobson Grove, how that Veterans goes around through there, and where this would go from, Veterans over to Morgantown Road, so.
Really exciting news, Mr. Meisel. Thank you. Commissioners?
I just want to say lots of thank yous. Mr. Peterson, your team at the planning organization, this has been, folks have been working on this a long time, both city, county, the planning, or MPO, and just citizens who walk and bike and are passionate about making this a community that people can be active, and just talking about this forever, it seems like. So thank you to Nick and Brent and Ben, all y'all who worked together to put this grant together, because I can sing the loop. It is becoming possible. So thank you all so much. And then because on this map, it's kind of like a grid, is the outermost line, so it's coming off of Veterans a little bit and into the neighborhood, or? Clearly, I'm not doing a good job of reading maps tonight. I have a problem.
No, you're doing good. So basically, like the last project, it's not been designed yet. So this is still in planning. Everything's still conceptual. Obviously, we would love to have this new pathway go along Jennings Creek, but it may make more sense due to right-of-way and terrain where the path would go along, maybe Veterans in some places. But so this is just sort of a range of where the path would be located. And then, of course, once we procure a design firm, if and when we get the grant, then those decisions will be made at the exact locations.
Thank you for explaining that.
Okay. Thank you, Nick. Any more questions? None. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-89.
Municipal order authorizing the submission of an application for Kentucky Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Funding to the Kentucky Department for Local Government in an amount up to $3,850,000.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Meisel.
We've brought you all several of these disaster recovery type grants. This is another one through the Kentucky Community Development Block Grant disaster recovery funds in the amount of $3,850,000. We would like to apply for this. This is a really good grant. It's no match, so it's 100%. This is due to all of the storms we've had, flooding, mudslides, straight line winds, tornadoes back in 21. HUD allocated $100 million for these disaster recovery areas, and we would like to apply for this. And so what if we were to get this? When I was interim public works director with Katie, one of the first things I learned was Matt was explaining to me about the storm sewer on Chestnut Street. The way it was installed, it's almost backwards. It's sloped the wrong way. So we have ponding when during heavy rains along Chestnut in the 400 block, 300 block, 200 block sometimes. So that's a project we would like to address with this money if we were to get it. So it would be from the banks of the Barron River to around 5th Street. We would go in and replace the pipes that were installed back in the 70s. And we even had to put a pump in back in the 80s to get the water to flow the right direction, I believe. But we would like to use this money to replace those piping, put them at the proper grades, remove the pump station and the improperly graded stormwater piping, and then replace portions of the aged piping. And so that's what we'd love to do if we were to get this grant. And then I believe Melissa and Matt Power here, Melissa Kanzler, Matt Power here to explain the project if you want to, if we're to get this, and answer any questions.
Matt or Melissa, can you guys explain it? And what I would like to know is the 1970s, I guess, pipes, as opposed to the ones that we're going to replace, were they able to, I guess, capture all the stormwater for those older pipes? And would the newer pipes capture more? Along with, I guess, not allowing the landslides and the flooding.
Landslides is not too big of an issue with this particular segment.
Yeah, I know.
The big issues here are that originally when they missed the grade, they attempted to retrofit with the stormwater pump station in order to ameliorate that issue. But the problem is that over time, there's a 900-foot stretch of this that's unreachable by any of our maintenance equipment. So as water stands in this pipe and cannot make it all the way to the other end, all of the sediment that's contained in that stormwater runoff settles out. And over time, that builds up like concrete. So right now, that section of the pipe is completely filled in with sediment. It's about 67% of the capacity of the pipe is now taken away by the sediment. And the stormwater pump station or any other retrofit idea won't correct that issue. You have to have good free flow through the whole thing. So I think the answer to the first question is, had it been installed appropriately and correctly in the very beginning, yes, it probably would have been sufficient for then. However, we are going to expand capacity. That's an area of town where we continue to see more and more development. I think most of you all are well aware of the neighborhood, and I foresee over the coming decades that there's going to be a lot more stormwater runoff to be handled in that neighborhood. So this will also expand capacity. As Nick's mentioned a couple of times, these are conceptual. There will be additional factors that we'll be able to take into as we continue with design. And in this particular circumstance, we've only recently discovered, since this memo went out, that there is a disconnected segment of storm sewer on 4th Street that's a half a block away from this that actually doesn't have a proper outlet, which is also very large. So hopefully we'll be able to also correct that issue, which is brand new news for everyone right now. So yeah, this has been among the largest stormwater problems since I came to work for the city of Bowling Green 18 years ago.
So Matt, great on y'all for identifying this and, finding a resource that could possibly 100% fund it. And if that all goes to fruition and we come to design, do you foresee, what do you foresee the construction, like shutting down streets, dig deeps? What does that look like?
Yes, sir. It's always been a bit of an issue with the sort of work that you all ask for me to do here, and the work that I do for the community is that we bury our best work. We don't get to show it off after it's all done, and it's hard for the community to see how these investments return for them. This one will be a big dig. It'll take quite a while. There are enormous number of utility conflicts. This will be one of the more serious stormwater improvement projects the city of Bowling Green has seen in the last couple decades.
Quick follow-up question. So you mentioned that sediment buildup is part of the problem and that you can't get to it to clean it out. So do you expect the same amount of kind of sediment buildup just because that's sort of the process, or there won't be as much sediment, or you'll be able to access it to clean it, or what it changes about the sediment?
Multiple parts of that are correct. So, for one, we would never, in modern times, design a system that goes over 900 feet without access. Nothing can reach that far. And so you've got 450 feet from each end, but still, I'm not sure why that happened, but we would never do that. So we will have more access points to get into the system. Secondly, we design those systems based on how much friction there is in the pipe material, and we're sure to make enough slope so that the water can overcome that friction and move everything with it as it moves through the system. So once we've replaced this system with one that is sloped correctly, the rainwater runoff itself will keep the pipe clean.
And the other thing I saw was that you're removing the lift station, but I didn't see adding a new one, so won't need it anymore after this?
No, the lift station is only there essentially once this was discovered, and it's me piecing together records from filing cabinets from 40 years ago, actually before my existence, that essentially once it was discovered that this pipe had this flaw, or this segment of the pipe, it's not the entire thing, but it's a lot of it, they basically said, okay, what can we do to correct this situation without redigging up the entire street, relaying the pipe, which is what should have been done, but hindsight's 20/20. So what they decided to try to do was to retrofit with a stormwater pump station at the lowest point of the pipe, so that way water wouldn't stand in it, they could move it on out. It's just that combination of the inability to maintain that system, and the amount of sediment that will wash into a storm sewer pipe over time, it just exceeds that pump's capacity to get that water out in time, and those settled solids, even if it's only a few millimeters at a time, we're talking almost 50 years of accumulation at this point.
Thanks, Matt.
Great answering. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for your hard work. Okay, no further questions. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-90.
Municipal order approving the purchase of property at 0 Creekwood Avenue owned by Ahmad Delic and authorizing the mayor and other authorized city officials to execute the real estate sale and purchase agreement, deed, and all other necessary documents.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
This item here was discussed with you all in a recent closed session, if you will remember. This property is 0 Creekwood Avenue. We're wanting to put some sidewalk along Creekwood, and we also realized this would be a great property addition for the Jennings Creek Greenway project, Jennings Creek Park. And so you all were okay with us pursuing acquisition, so Brent Childers went out, was able to acquire this property for $26,000, and we'll be using it for the future phases of the park and also for the right-of-way for the sidewalk along Creekwood. Brent can answer any questions you might have on this project, on this acquisition.
Thank you, Mr. Mizel. Questions? None? Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-91.
Municipal order authorizing and accepting bid number 2024-37 for Weston Street and Highland Way intersection improvements from Scotty's Contracting and Stone LLC of Bowling Green, Kentucky, in an amount not to exceed $936,292.17.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
We believe we are ready to roll on the final roundabout on Weston Drive, and that's Weston and Highland. Property acquisition is complete, and so we went out for bids. I received one bid, and that was from Scotty's. Scotty's have done the other two along, or three, I'm miscounting, three counting Ashley, along Weston, and a bid was for $936,292. I believe they're ready to go. I think we've got a pre-construction conference this coming Thursday, and so this one's ready to roll. Melissa Kanzler, our city engineer, is here, can answer any questions on this one, but we're hoping to get this done before school starts next fall. So this would be another similar summer like we had last summer of roundabout construction along Weston. But this will be the final one.
Mr. Fields will be
Melissa
thrilled.
can answer any questions.
Okay, questions?
Melissa, just really quick, one thing that sometimes I hear about these roundabouts, especially in this area, is the schools and the school bus. Can you explain how the school bus still will be able to get through and it's not going to be a big problem for those buses that's going to be traveling on those roads?
Right, when we first started building the roundabouts, they do seem small, some are smaller, but the ones along Weston, in Shav Lane, we've tried to make those standard. So it looks like the stamped area that looks like pavers is not to be driven on, but that is actually a truck apron. So it's for our fire trucks, any trailers, school buses. They're more than welcome to ride up on that, their rear tires, to get around the circle. I know the one at Rockingham, I get behind those buses quite a bit. They make that turn pretty well if they're used to them, but it's made for that. It's at least 8 inches thick of concrete, if not more, in those areas. So they'll withstand the traffic.
I appreciate it. The only reason why I ask that is because sometimes I hear, why is it a roundabout right here and when a bus has to go through there?
Well, you know, I've driven that. It used to be a 3-way stop, and it would back up significantly at peak times with the school. So I know that it moves traffic a whole lot better. And if you build one
That's kind of what's happened on Weston. You can't dump the traffic to the next intersection without continuing. So this is our final roundabout on Weston. The target is to get it done before school starts back. So bear with us. We're working with Scotty's. If you guys proceed with the award tonight, to get a traffic control plan in place to make sure we have good detours to get people around.
We want Weston to be another alternative to get from Campbell Lane to Scottsville Road, but yet we are going through neighborhoods, so we want to control traffic, we want to control speeds, and we felt like these roundabouts would accomplish that. So as we grow and we population grows, we've got to create these alternative routes like this, and we believe this has been a good process. So.
Thank you, Melissa.
Okay, no further questions. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-92.
Municipal order authorizing and accepting the purchase of motor fuel through a sole source from Key Oil Company of Franklin, Kentucky in the amount of $250,000.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Perigin. Mr. Mizel.
So just a couple months ago or less, we brought to you the fuel fuel supply contract, Municipal Order 2024-49, where we had awarded our fuel bid to Valor Oil. And shortly after we did that, we realized that we do have still a couple of pumps that were not really ours. They're owned by Key Oil, and that was out at our ops on Public Works Operations Center on Lapsley Lane, and there was another pump at Fairview Cemetery. So we are making that right and doing a sole source with Key Oil to maintain those fuel pumps, keep them going, because we really need those, especially the one at Ops. It's heavily used by a lot of departments, especially Public Works and several fire stations. So Denise is here. Denise Gillen, our fleets manager, can answer any questions you might have on this, but we're planning to do a 5-year with Key to keep these up and running, and then toward the end of the 5 years, we'll look at see what we can do if we want to do something different. So, but Denise can answer your questions on this one.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mizel. Thank you for being here, Denise. Questions, commissioners? Okay, no questions. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-93.
Municipal order authorizing and accepting the purchase of HVAC replacement for Fire Station Number 7 through a sole source from Comfort Systems USA of Bowling Green, Kentucky in the amount of $178,246.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
So, trying to make this long story short, we built Station 7 out on Lover's Lane a few years back, and shortly after we moved in, we started having some issues with HVAC. Long story short, we have discovered through a lot of meetings, a lot of work by Mr. Hayner and Chief Morris over there, with what we need to do, and we do not want to go through another summer expecting our fire department personnel to be suffer through another hot summer. But we've had a lot of trouble with humidity in that station due to a bad design, to be honest. And so we went and hired a firm called Rampart Engineering out of Louisville to come give us another opinion on it. And they did their assessment, and it created a detailed design on how we need to fix it. And we are proposing with this municipal order to use Comfort Systems, because we did not find where they were at fault. They built or did what they were told. It was a poor design by the engineer that designed it. So we want to hire Comfort Systems for the price of $178,246 to come in, take out what's not working, poorly designed, and put in new equipment demo the components that need to go away, test it, balance everything, permit it, inspect it, get it right. And then we plan to seek reimbursement for the whole amount, plus more of our lost time from the engineer through mediation, which Hillary is handling and working through currently. So Dave Hayner's here, can answer any questions about the actual issues with the HVAC, what it was doing, as well as Deputy Chief Morris, and be glad to answer any questions you might have. But we want to get this fixed. We want to get it right and move on, and then we'll pursue reimbursement as when the time comes.
I'm just curious, Chief Morris, how abysmal is it in the living conditions in the new station for our firefighters?
So this isn't the new station. Fire Station 8's actually really, really good. But for Fire Station 7 at Lovers Lane, the summers are pretty rough.
Sorry, it's
Yeah.
still new to me.
Yeah, I gotcha. No, I just want to make clear that
Roger.
the newest station is
Not the
working
latest
great.
station,
So,
yes.
this station's a few years old now, but so the fall and winter is okay, but spring, summer, when it starts getting humid, it's pretty unbearable.
Is that creating any mold issue, the humidity?
So there are issues in the station. There's mold, there's delamination on a lot of the cabinets. There's actually property damage that we'll have to fix once the system is repaired and in good working order. We'll be seeking some money to make repairs at the station as well, so.
You get like any type of extended warranty. When I look in it, it looks like there's only 1 year warranty on there. So if there's other issues that happen after this new HVAC system isn't installed and the 1 year done passed, what's gonna be in place that we make sure that something like this doesn't happen, in the second year or the third year?
It's a good question. So I'm a fire expert. Your facility expert can answer that question, Mr.
Dave, I was
Hayner.
actually looking at you,
Yeah.
brother.
Pass the buck.
So to be clear, Weir Constructors and Comfort Systems USA have been with us through the whole process of all the meetings and all the investigation and everything to come up with the solution. So they're going to be with us, make sure once we get all these issues fixed, that they are truly fixed. And then after that, once we verify that, then that's when we're going to go through and take care of the other issues that this has caused, with the building, with the mold, and with the delamination of all the other items that this issue has caused within the building. They have given us their word, basically. They're not going anywhere. They want to keep working with us. We want to keep working with them, But we have to take care of this first, just to make sure, the other issues can be, remediated also.
And our general contractor is Weir, and they've taken some losses on this as well, so.
Right.
they'll-
As has Comfort Systems, but the
Yes.
warranty has never started because it's never worked properly. So
So it's still,
yes.
okay.
Once this is up and running, will it be, I can't remember the exact name of it, but will it be on that system that you can monitor?
This is not going to be part of that at this
Okay.
point. It could be in the future. We've gone through and added some of the controls, the tracer controls, to some of the older buildings, but we have purposely stayed away from this building until we get these issues worked out.
But it could be added later?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Thank you.
I have one follow-up question. You all explained all of this very well in your memo and today, but I'm just curious about, if the fault was in the design, and I'm sure we had expert HVAC installers. I guess I'm just trying to understand why, when they were installing it, could they not tell this is going to cause problems if they are, this is what they do?
Right. So that's a good question. Unfortunately, from our standpoint, we hire these experts to provide us with a design that we trust is going to work whenever it's all said and done. And on this type of system, Comfort Systems, they expected it to work also. We have the same type of system at the Neighborhood Community Services Building, and it works perfectly. So there are little intricate details, that have to be in place, and that's above my head. That's why we hire these people, that we expect to give us a good product, and when we have to go through and make changes because it was not, it's unfortunate, Either way, though, they have Val, like I said, to work with us and stay with us through the process until it is fixed, because it's their reputation as much as it is Weir's reputation and everyone else, So honestly, I mean, some of the things I really don't know. I don't know all the details, like I said, so.
I appreciate you explaining it.
Yeah, as well as I can.
Thanks, Mr. Hayner. No further questions. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-94.
Municipal order authorizing an agreement through non-competitive negotiations with Jim Weinberg Lifestyles, Inc. of Atlanta, Georgia for design and marketing professional and promotional services for Riverfront Park in the amount of $250,000.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
For you here tonight is a recommendation to go into a contract with the Jim Weinberg Lifestyles of Atlanta, Georgia. Jim is already working with the private developers on the Riverfront project on this side of the river, Beach Holdings, Mr. Patrick Reynolds and Mr. Kelly. And so Brent Childers and I have made multiple contacts with Jim and Patrick and Kelly Coleman for several months now. Been working to get details on what all this would entail. We met with each of you all about this, and we feel like this is a unique opportunity to bring private funding into our Riverfront Park project. Via Jim Weinberg and his company, Jim Weinberg Lifestyles. Not only will we get nice drawings, videos, a website for our Riverfront Park project, but we'll also get the connections of Mr. Weinberg that he has with the corporate sector, all across the country with donations and sponsorships. We've learned that there is tremendous opportunity out there for sponsorships on these type projects, to have a public-private partnership on these. And there will be several key landmarks in our park, such as the canopy walk, which may be phase 1, phase 2, we don't know yet. Key aspects of our park that, the private sector would be interested in, sponsoring or putting up a nice donation on. So we feel like this is a good move at the right time. We feel like we have strong partners with Mr. Reynolds, Mr. Kelly Coleman, and Brent and I brought this to you all, and we met with you all individually, and we're proposing to move forward with it tonight. So Brent's here. Brent, do you have anything to add, or we'll try to do our best to answer any questions you might have, but it's for $250,000. This seems like a lot of money, but it's more than just design and marketing. It's for Jim Weinberg and his connections with the corporate world and his ability to raise money. So,
thank you very much, Mr. Mizel. I'll say this is bigger and big. Since we have been developing the process of soliciting the community to find out what the next park would entail, and then revealing that to the community and working with the community to ensure that it fits right, and then to get the private development that's accompanying this park, and then now independently taking our government to make a parallel independent marketing effort, I think, is going to bring big players to the table for the corporate investment. So you look at private, corporate sponsorship and, you know, government all working together. I think this could be one of the biggest tourist destinations in the state of Kentucky. I'm really excited for the work that you have showed us and the development of the riverfront.
We're excited.
I want to echo that. It is an excitement. I know it looks like it's a lot, 250,000, but as Mr. Mizel has said, the thing is that the rate of return of investing in that riverfront is going to be great. Even if they bring in one sponsorship, and if that one sponsorship only had like $1 million, we got our money back already, and then some. So this right here is going to be something for the future for our kids. I'm going to be, hopefully, an older man at that time when we get a riverfront. When I was a kid, I didn't see what we were planning on having. And I think it's going to be one of the biggest investments that our city will see since the very long time. That's going to transform something that is going to be long-lived. This city commission and many of us that's going to be in the room. But it's going to be a legacy that is going to bring something to tourism dollars to the city. And that rate of return is going to be one of the greatest things that I believe in time that Bowling Green is going to see, and it's going to help develop our city even further. So I believe that this is an investment towards that future. And I'm glad to see it. And thank you guys. Thank you, Brent. Anybody, thank you, Jeff, and the brothers who are on it. And I can't wait to see what I'm allowed to see because it's beautiful.
I just want to echo that. Thanks. I'm just super excited about this project and what it's going to mean for our community for generations to come. And Brent, I'm sorry, I'm going to ask you to. So can you kind of explain to, you know, our community about, you know, we're of course all in and we could do this all by ourselves, but what does it mean in terms of timeline and potential for what we can do when we are partnering together with our private sector?
Yeah, so what it really does is it helps speed everything up. MKSK put together a wonderful master plan that's available out there on the website right now. You can go see it at any point. We're working towards phase 1 and soon to be working towards phase 2. But when you look at that master plan, it is a long-term vision. It's a $50 million price tag that we, as a city, do not have those types of resources to move that forward that fast. And so what this allows is the private side to come along and say, hey, I want to help get the canopy walk. I want to help do the water park. I want to help do the playground. I want to help do the bridge. I want to help do the boat ramp. I want to help do the pavilion. These pieces of it to expedite that. So that $50 million isn't a whole price tag borne by the city. It's a price tag borne by a combination of city funds and also the private side. So we're going to continue to search for grant funding. Just last meeting, we approved a grant for the Whitewater Park. That could be another opportunity for somebody to sponsor. But to do that, somebody has to have marketing material, and they have to go in front of a lot of people and pitch the idea. And so right now, we don't have staff that are out doing that. What we're asking is Mr. Weinberg to do that on our behalf. That's really what it is. And in talking with other communities that have built parks of this scale, this size, this vision, they have employed staff that have went and done that. We have not chosen that path. We're taking a different path and partnering with Mr. Weinberg to provide that service on our behalf. We feel like he is the right person, given the design side, so the development of the marketing material, but also on the networking side and the relationship side to help us achieve those goals. So we're excited about this opportunity, optimistic.
This is really an investment. From my perspective, I see this $250,000 as an investment, and we will get many, many, many returns on that investment. It's a small amount for what this is actually going to realize as far as national corporate sponsors coming and choosing to put some money in Bowling Green and highlight areas of this park. It's really exciting. Extremely exciting for I want to be 30 years younger, so I'll be around.
Understand.
When this is done, because it's a really cool vision, and we've met Mr. Weinberger several times. He's been doing this for decades, and I think a lot of folks point to Greenville and their riverfront that he designed and got sponsors and all of that. It's created a massive amount of tourism for Greenville.
Any other questions of the commission? All right, thank you.
Commissioners, thank you, Mr. Childers. Mr. Mizel, or excuse me, Ms. Hope, roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-95.
Municipal order authorizing an agreement through non-competitive negotiations with Soki Marketplace of Bowling Green, Kentucky for the Duncan Hines Days Partnership in an amount not to exceed $65,000.
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. Mr. Mizel.
We are close to our second annual Duncan Hines Days, and we could not do it, I don't think, without the Soki Marketplace as a partner on the county side. Soki Marketplace is a nonprofit affiliate of Warren County, and so this agreement before you tonight is just to put everything in writing that we will reimburse them for these costs of the block party, the ice cream social, the eats and beats, with the sponsorships and fundraising that Duncan Hines Days raises. And they will, I think they upfront money, don't they, Brent? And then we just reimburse them when it's all said and done. But this would be up to $65,000 reimbursement. We have the funds available through fundraising, and as you know, this was a huge success last year, and we're hoping for another one this year. And so Karen Foley's here with us tonight, can answer any of your questions about this. But as you can see in the memo, the steering committee for Duncan Hines Days is made up of Talia, Karen, Emily Angel up at NCS, and Soki Marketplace staffers Sarah Klein, Ginger Knight, and Tessa Morris. So it's a really, really good team there. So we are recommending your approval.
Thank you, Mr. Mizel. Exciting times. This is our second annual and return of the Duncan Hines Days. Commissioners?
Congratulations on getting Sam Bush for a free concert. That is.
Carrie, can you tell just the days,
cool.
just to let the public knows the days Duncan Hines is going to be going on?
Yes, so Duncan Hines Days, all of the information is at duncanhinesdays.com. We're also on social media, and I cannot take credit for booking Sam Bush. That is all Tessa at Soki Marketplace. And that's one of the reasons why this partnership is really good, because the staff there at Soki Marketplace bring a whole level of expertise that we don't know anything about. You know, we're good at logistics and streets and mobilizing city resources, but that is a whole arena that we don't have that expertise, and it's why I think the end product ends up being so good. It's because we have these partnerships across our community with different skills and talents to bring to bear. It is June 2nd through the 9th, but the main events that I want to make sure everyone knows about is Friday, June 7th. That is our downtown kickoff. That includes our summer stroll and roll. Cameron is a part of that. We have lots of staff helping. This is a pedestrian and bicycle only human-powered parade. We also have our ice cream social that night. We have a vintage car cruise in along Fountain Square. And then on Saturday, June 8th, we have our Uncle Duncan's Duck Paddle and Regatta, which is on the Barron River in the morning. And then in the evening, or actually in the afternoon into the evening, is our Eats and Beats Music Fest. And we just recently announced that in addition to Otis, Girl Tones, Government Cheese, and Sam Bush as the headliner, we will have a performance from Bowling Green Rock Band Academy to kick things off that day. So whether you're a student musician or you're a professional, internationally known Grammy Award winner, we have everybody in between with roots here in Bowling Green. So it's really exciting, and we hope you'll come see us.
Very exciting. I'm a Sam Bush fan.
Thank you very much, Karen. Okay, no further questions. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-96.
Municipal order authorizing the Housing Authority of Bowling Green to retain the city's portion of the payment in lieu of taxes for the 2023 tax year in the total amount of $32,190.96.
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Commissioner Bailey, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
For many, many decades, I believe we've had a payment in lieu of agreement with the Housing Authority of Bowling Green for all of their housing properties around town. Basically, you know, they're not on the tax roll, but they've agreed to do the payment in lieu of on property tax agreement, but we have also given that back to them every year. And this is another request for the 2000 FY25 year to return the $32,190 of their payment in lieu of tax payment to the city back to them for their after-school program. They've had a very successful after-school program for many, many years, reducing dropout rates, increasing grade promotions, alleviating behavior problems, increasing performance, just making a positive impact on our kids and our community. And so we are recommending that we agree to do this again this coming year, $32,190, rebate that back to the Housing Authority. Ms. Katie's here with us tonight, can answer questions on their program or anything you might have. The calculations are in here. Katie can answer any questions on all these calculations that were verified by our finance department. So this is ready to go.
Katie, can you explain, I guess, first, I hate that you're the lone wolf today. I don't see your sidekick with you today.
I figured everybody would be happy about that, but maybe not.
Can you explain like how these after-school programs, they impact like the children that attend those programs?
Yeah, so we are open. We have two different centers. Our main center, which is adjacent to our main office, and then we have a site, Bryant Way, that serves our Bryant Way complex. So we serve about 100 kids a day, give or take, at both of those sites combined. And we also have a summer program as well where we serve up to 100 youth. We help with homework. We have math, reading, science, focused activities that we do with them as well. And we also do activities with them. This summer, I know they've got some college tours scheduled. They're going to K-State, so Sky, Western, just local, just to get the kids out and involved in the community.
Are you able to follow some of their, I guess, their grades in school to see how it's impacting them even within their academic?
We do. They are required. We make copies of their report cards, and then parents sign a release, so we're able to go to the school and kind of advocate for those. If some of our kids are having issues with subjects or they don't quite understand, we're able to go help with that as well.
Helps, I guess, bring their grades up if it's down? Or?
We do. And then during the summer, we have a master level teacher that comes in and focuses strictly on reading to help some of those, because we do have a few who are behind in their reading level. We're still trying to catch up from COVID. So she focuses strictly on those that are more than 2 grade levels behind.
Thank you for answering those questions, and I appreciate this program because we know sometimes an idle mind is not always a good thing, but giving these kids an opportunity where they can basically succeed and helping them out where they may not necessarily have those resources is a great thing. So I want to appreciate you guys and appreciate your sidekick who is not here today.
Thank you guys for allowing us to retain them.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
Any further questions? None at this time. Roll call, please.
Haley?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-97.
Municipal order authorizing the mayor to execute a lease agreement with the Downtown Redevelopment Authority, Inc. to lease Circus Square Park for concerts in the park.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Hill. Mr. Mizel.
This is the standard lease we have with DRA each year for concerts in the park. This year, they're planning to start those on June 21st, with the last one being on September 13th. I think everything pretty much is the same. Concerts are 7 to 9. DRA is responsible for overseeing all of these. Same production company looks like, and I think this is ready to go as well. Hillary has looked this over as well, and I think ready for your approval.
This is why you're here, Mr. Levis.
I'm
You're
sorry,
a good
Cameron.
man.
Yeah,
Thank
Cameron
you for being
can
here,
answer
Cameron.
questions as well.
All right. Well, we love this endeavor, and it's very successful in the city, and it continues to get better and better every year. Commissioners? Okay, no further questions. Roll call, please.
Haley?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-98.
Municipal order authorizing the city attorney to opt the city into opioid litigation settlements and authorizing the mayor to execute settlement agreements.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner, did you say Beasley Brown? Mr. Mizel.
This is another item we discussed with you at the last closed session. I'm going to hand off to Hillary just to give you a quick, brief summary of what we're tweaking to get the opioid money.
So as you all know, we keep getting these opioid lawsuits. They started against the manufacturers, and then they've gone to distributors. They're not now going against pharmacies. So as we've done that, we started with a specific municipal order for a particular settlement agreement. Then we went to any lawsuit that the Commonwealth of Kentucky is a party to. There are some where they settled separately ahead of all of these. So what I'm asking is for you all to just give me the option to opt us into any one that we should be opted into instead of having to come back every time we have a specific lawsuit. So hopefully this municipal order will cover it and we will not have to come back and do another one.
I'll just say it was just helpful to us to negotiate with the legislators that we would utilize our opioid settlement dollars towards mental health facilities and any endeavor. And then we got the $20 million earmark for the state of Kentucky legislation to endeavor with life skills. And this partnership has been helpful, and these litigation dollars are going to go to a vital use to help people in our community that need help. So thank you. Okay, any further questions? None?
I'll give an unofficial update on the Life Nav Center. I went down there and peeped in the windows, and it looks like walls are framed up and the roughing and plumbing and electric, and it's coming along now.
This is the one at Salvation Army.
This is Salvation Army, who won the nonprofit award at the Excellence Awards last week, Nonprofit Agency of the Year, Salvation Army.
Speaking of that, I am sitting
I
next
just-
to the
Oh,
Tina
yeah.
Award winner, and I
Thank you.
mistakenly should have done this at the beginning when we had Lori Gray here.
Thank you.
She was a nominee from our city,
I
and
forgot to.
nominees just being nominated are incredible, but congratulations to our Athena Award winner, Miss Melinda Hill.
I'm going to add just a little bit to that because most folks don't understand the impact of that award. That is an award that is nominated. You get nominated, and then the past Athenas, of which I am one, get together and we go through a stack of nominations. And and I just so happened to not be able to be there this year. So, but there's how many? Not that many. It's a global. It's across the world, and I think there's like 30,000 total, which sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's really not, and so it's one female per year that gets that honor, and it just so happens to be our colleague, and I couldn't be more proud of her. She earned it.
Thank you.
So back to business. We're Municipal Order 2024-98 and authorizing the city to take all these opioid settlements and continue to put them in a pool so we can use them for a greater good. So, thank you, Hillary. Any further questions? All right, and roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2024-11, first reading, non-binding.
Ordinance amending Code of Ordinances. Ordinance amending Chapter 4 Alcoholic Beverage Control of the City of Bowling Green Code of Ordinances related to restrictions on packaged liquor license.
So moved.
Second?
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Carlos Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
I'm going to hand off to Hillary on this one, too. Just need an amendment to Chapter 4. Hillary can explain.
We have in our ABC ordinance a requirement for packaged liquor that they sell more than 90% of their projected gross receipts are from the sale of alcohol. The city had a call from a nonprofit 501c3. Basically, those that sometimes do auctions, they have options to get very valuable bottles of bourbon or vodka, things like that, that their patrons would pay an extensive amount for just because they already give to these 501c3s. They can do it through the state, they cannot because of this restriction. So what we've added is just a sentence that says that a nonprofit, it has to be a 501c3, that they can sell packaged liquor even though they don't have gross receipts of more than 90% from alcohol. They're limited to 150 bottles, I think is what we put in here, per year. So it basically just allows these 501c3s, if they have that option, if they come in to somehow get a very valuable bottle, that they can get it at cost and sell it to one of their, or auction it and make a significant amount of money that would benefit their charity. So.
Okay, thank you very much, Hillary. Questions? None at this time. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2024-9, second reading, binding.
Ordinance amending Code of Ordinances. Ordinance amending Chapter 15, Business and General Regulations of the City of Bowling Green Code of Ordinances related to removal of Subchapter 15-2, gasoline and diesel fuel purchases.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Carlos Bailey. Mr. Mizel. Oh, sorry.
Second reading.
You're absolutely right. It was a 5. I had to correct myself. I always say 5 and 0. It was 5 with 0 people voting no on the commission. And unless there's any questions at this time, roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2024-10, second reading, binding.
Ordinance relating to classification pay schedules. Ordinance amending the classification pay schedules: G for general classified, F for fire, P for police, D for department head/management, and U for unclassified part-time employees, and authorizing pay increases for fiscal year 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Hill. This is also a 5 for this ordinance. And unless there's any questions at this time, there's none. Roll call, please.
Bailey?
Yes.
Beasley Brown?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Perigin?
Yes.
Alcott?
Yes. Okay. We're checking for public comments right now. Our next scheduled meeting's June 4th, 2024 at 4:30 p.m. It'll be right in the height of Duncan Hines Days. Please get out and vote. You got another 20 minutes to get there. And we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all for supporting that. Appreciate
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
They'll be